Radio Bypass, bringing you rock and roll music that deserves to be heard. Discover new bands. Here's some old favorites on Radio Bypass.
Hey, Radio Bypass rockers. We got another great interview for you today. We're being joined by two veterans of this show. They've joined us before, but it's been a while. We are going to catch up with Tony Cavino and Mike Mostert from In Theory and find out what all's going on with these boys. How's it going, guys?
We're doing great. How about yourself, Ralph?
Very good. Very good. No complaints.
It feels like it's been such a long time since I've seen you.
I know. Well, hey, what was that? January, so it has been a couple of months.
That's right. Time flies.
But that was fun getting a chance to hang out with you in lovely Kankakee, Illinois.
Right.
Tony, we missed you. We had fun. We had an exciting Denny's late night dinner. It was really exciting.
See that? See, they don't have a singer's thing. They just have a guitar player thing.
That's true. And harmonica too. There's a big harmonica meetup every month in Chicago. But
Tony plays a mean harmonica, so I think you should go to that one.
I'll go to the tambourine one.
There you go. We'll put that together. I'll start forming a group. So last time you guys were with us, you had just been working on new material that eventually a full album came out, which you guys have out there. You got it in CD form available for folks. It's online. And since then, more recently, you guys are back in the studio working on some new material, right?
Correct. Yep. Yeah. The goal is just to keep writing and keep writing. We're in such a good role. We have a good momentum of how the band's progressing. So we don't want to lose that momentum, and all the new stuff is just coming out better and better. So until it stops coming out better and better, that's when we'll stop. But right now we're keeping a diligent schedule. We're trying to record 3 songs per month, and for the next several months.
Nice. Well, if you're waiting for it to stop coming out good, then we know you'll be making music for years to come. So that's good. So what's the plan with the new material? Are we looking for a full second In Theory release at some point then? Or are you going to release singles along the way? Or
yeah, we're going to release some singles on the way, but the full album will be way down the road. Right now we're focusing on the first record, and we're going to be doing singles off the first record again. So, but really, that officially only just came out recently. So that's our main focus.
Got it. Well, that's good. I'm glad. Yeah, what a great body of work that record is. Every song smokes, man. You guys are so good on that album. Everybody should get it.
Yes.
Everybody needs to get that and a shirt. Is what I'm thinking.
That's right here. I know. There we go. Get this shirt, guys. And this song right here smokes. So great shirt with a great song title.
Thank you, man.
Well, I think our new plan, we're going to have a shirt for every song.
Okay. That won't cost you too much.
Right?
Yeah. It's in the works.
So what else? What else has been going on since we last had you on here? Fill us in. What's going on?
Well, I mean, besides recording, we're rehearsing. Actually, in a couple of weeks, we were just in Nashville a couple of weeks back. Now we're going to go back in a couple of weeks, and we're working on a live show. So we're doing that while we're recording new music. So schedule's a little hectic, but we just want to be prepared because we're planning on starting to get out there and play. Hopefully, get an opening slot with someone. So we just want to be prepared on all ends, new music, and when we have to bring it out on the road, we'll be prepared.
Good. And I know, Mike, you were mentioning when we were together about possibly some dates. Is there anything to announce yet?
Well, the biggest one we're announcing, at least for right now, is that the 4th of July gig is a big one out here. We're doing a festival out here in Muscle Shoals. That's it's about like 25,000 people, in which we're co-headlining, and that's the one that's going to be a real big one for us.
Excellent. That's on July 4th.
Yeah. It's 25. Yeah, it's going to be 25,000 to 50,000 people around the Tennessee River.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, that'll be a fun gig for you guys.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And we're working on other dates before that and after that. It's just, right now everything is in negotiations, so there's nothing to announce right now.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah. In fact, we had to cancel a few of the other dates that we had because we have new people involved as part of our background team and booking team and so forth. So we want to focus on different things and bigger opportunities have come our way. So like Tony's was what Tony was saying. Yeah, we are in negotiations for other things. We just really can't announce it, but yeah, we have a good team behind us, and so a lot of things are happening. You'll hear a lot more of In Theory quite soon.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I am glad for you guys because you should be well known by golly. And I was just pulling up. I just wanted to see. That was the track I wanted to ask you about. So one of the was a newer song for me when I got the CD is the song Get Me Higher.
Yeah.
I hadn't been familiar with that track before I got the CD. Tell us a little bit about that song.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the last one we wrote, and we wanted to include it on the record. And it's just one of those, out the gate kind of songs. It's just in your face. And it's just one of those songs that just, when we wrote it, it just kind of flowed, And also that, it's, we can announce that single is going to be on the Ron Keel compilation, Live
Great
to Rock.
segue. Okay, so that's the song that's going to be on that. And that's coming out soon, right? Like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I think that CD, it's on the RFK Media, will be available. At the Rockin' Pods, the very first day it becomes available, but people can pre-release it, pre-buy it now.
Right.
But that's when the official release of that record comes out, is at Rockin' Pod.
Yeah. I pre-ordered a while ago. That's why I couldn't remember for sure when it was coming out. I thought it was that weekend, so like the 17th or so.
Right.
Exactly. Oh, that's cool. So that's the track that'll be on there. All right. Good.
Right.
Good. Great song. Great song. Not that they're not all great, but that one I was like, wow, this was killing me when I heard it. So I really.
Yeah, and that one also has Vinny Appice on drums is on that tune.
Oh, excellent. How'd you hook up with him?
Through a mutual friend, and played him some of our stuff. He loved it, and in fact, that's the second song. Like, he also played on Promised Land as well on the In Theory record, and he just loves our stuff. And, he's it's funny, that it's not funny, but it's funny but not funny. But he's also a huge fan of Tony, and I think it's a testament to Tony that there's a guy who played behind Dio, and he's telling me, man, who is that guy? That guy's great. Like, he thought Tony was this famous guy already, and but Vinny's a big fan of Tony, so it was kind of cool. And he just really loves the material, and that one was a very tricky song, mainly because the way we did our tempos, and most times, you have one steady tempo. Even if you're slowing, you slow a song, you're playing different beats. We're actually changing the actual speed of the song, like per section. And it's so drastic. And the fact that Vinny could pull that off, like one section is at like 20 beats per minute faster, and then he has to pull it back, then he has to speed up, and then he pulls it back. So, but yeah, it took him, a little bit of time on that one, but I think three takes it took him to do it. And then on the third time he went to do it, he called me up in the morning and says, Mike, I got my vitamins. You're gonna love what I did to it. And thank God he took his vitamins, because he killed it. He killed it on that.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah. I mean, that's sort of like, like that old school way of doing music, like Led Zeppelin. If you put a click to a Led Zeppelin song, Led Zeppelin's all over the place. So
right.
That's just the way, we try to be like that, more organic, and sometimes this song speeds up because the players are getting a little bit more emotional, and then they pull back in the verse. And so a lot of old school bands, that's why people are attracted to those songs. They don't know why, but it's because it's a fluent thing. Like it comes in, it comes out. You don't notice it, but it's there.
Yeah,
And
there's
that's
a push pull. There's always a push
right. A
pull.
lot of bands just play to a click and they're always on time, which is cool, but it just has a different feel to it.
Yeah, like
Right.
like a Stairway to Heaven. People don't realize the intro is faster than actually the ending, which people think is faster. The intro is actually way faster.
I'm thinking about this as you're saying that. Yeah, I guess you're right. Just
Yeah.
doesn't seem like it because of the instrumentation.
Right. Because the instruments are getting more aggressive, but the tempo is slowing down.
Right. Well, I agree with what you said, Tony. That I think that does make the best songs, right? I think that's why Led Zeppelin, Aerosmith, or especially early Aerosmith, stands the test of time because of that. Because a lot of things nowadays, it's like everybody can play perfectly, but I don't feel the emotional side. I don't feel the person's personality coming out in the music. It's just perfect played.
Well, I think also many times it's not even that they play perfect, Ralph. I think a lot of times because of technology, you can make them sound like they played perfect.
Well, yeah, I guess there's that. That's true. But I don't like that. It doesn't give you the same feeling. It doesn't stay with you. Like you listen to them like, oh wow, that's really good. But it doesn't talk to your soul, the same way. And those are the songs that stick with you.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why In Theory is special, and why Tony and I, why we click so much. I mean, we're so different in personalities and that aspect, but the thing that a common denominator of Tony and I, we're just so passionate, and emotional about what we do, and especially when it comes to our music. So and that's just part of it, So I don't think Tony and I could just do music where it's so regimented.
Right.
I think it would kill us.
Yeah. Yeah, and Tony, I still, every time I listen to you, I still don't understand how you can sing like that, man. It's amazing to me where you pull this out of yourself. It's just mind blowing to me.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's just I've always been like that. I'm naturally just a quiet person, but then when I sing, it's just a different gear.
I would say so.
So yeah. It's I'm blessed to be able to sing. I'm just happy to be working on new music, and we're trying to do the best we can. And we're taking it slow, but we're doing the right steps. So we're going to continually build this thing up, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited for you.
Thanks, man.
Okay, well, that's very cool. What else should we know? What else should we talk about, guys? Because this is, for me, this is catching up. I feel like I'm kind of knowing everything, but what am I forgetting and overlooking?
Let's see. Well, I mean, we are like with the not the old record, the new record that's out now.
Right.
We are going to start releasing singles for it and single videos. So we're actually going to be working on a video. Our first video, we don't know what the song is going to be yet. We have to pick one. But that's also in the works too. We're going to, work on a singles video, and we're going to start, promoting that. And like I said, hopefully, we could start announcing some shows. So there's just a lot of cool things going on. Just unfortunate because when you're booking stuff, if something's not in cement, you can't mention it or whatever. But there's a lot of things behind the scenes that happen, like Mike said. So in the meantime, we're rehearsing. We're working on new songs. We're planning on shooting a video. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming up.
Well, for that first video, maybe it should be the track that's on the compilation album that Keel's putting out. Just a thought.
Maybe. Well, out of the record, let me ask you, what's your favorite song from the record?
Man, if I had to pick just one, probably this one. I really, really, especially when you told me, what you were thinking when you wrote this song, when you guys were with us before. Probably still this one, but I got to say that the song that's going to be on the compilation, when I heard it for the first time, that hit me pretty hard too.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with this one. I'm going to say this is probably still my favorite.
With Heroes. Okay.
Yeah. Because everything about that song, the whole flow of it, and of course, I love the way you guys do everything. But I don't know, this is just special to me, this song. So yeah, I'm sticking with this one. As much as I like everything else, I'm sticking with this.
Cool.
That's your favorite. Now he doesn't like the other songs. That's it.
No, I like them all. I like them all. And let's see. And the very first
You're
one
only as
that I
good as
ever
your
heard,
shirt. That's it.
so I'm going back to look. So the very first song I heard, I guess, was the River song, probably Can't Find My Way, I think was the first one I heard.
Right.
Which also is a killer. So you guys make it hard because you gotta make a record where some song is lesser good than the other, so it's easier to pick a favorite. And you didn't do that because they're all like just so good.
Well, we can do that. We're going to make a record of this bad music. That's good. That's our new goal.
But I think from a promotional perspective, Get Me Higher would probably, if you're going to do a video to start out, that would probably be the right one to do. That's what I'm thinking. Although this song's my favorite. And there's a lot you could do with this song visually.
Right.
Just saying.
I was going to have Tony wear a cape if we did that. If we did Heroes.
What's that?
I'll have Tony wear a cape and he wear like Batman ears and stuff.
Yeah. I'm the superhero that, like full short.
Yeah, on it, instead of like an S on his shirt, it'll be a question mark.
That could work. That could work. See, you're developing a concept already.
Right?
Got the ideas flowing here.
Well,
we'll test it out on Tony first and see how it looks.
Yeah. Can you go change now, Tony? Can you flip something up real quick? No, I'm just kidding.
Get a magic marker with a white T-shirt that has holes in it and put a question mark on it.
I could whip something out.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting though. I mean, that you're going to keep working this record and more to come from it. That's great. And I know you've been getting some airplay too, right? Some on some regular radio too.
We're getting a lot. I think we're on several hundred stations already, but we plan on being on more. But yeah, we've had a lot of support from radio and, like I said, podcasts and TV, and yeah, we just have a lot. It's just when I take a step back, it's kind of mind blowing. But when you're in the thick of things, it's we're not really thinking about it. But when we actually made a video of like all the shows that we were on, and this doesn't include all the other stations that we are in rotation, but it's several hundred, and there's that one video that lists something like 150 to 200 stations, something like that, and we have our music playing in the background, but yeah, it's a lot, and thank God, there's guys like you, and of course, I have to mention Patrick Calamari, and
gotta mention Pat.
But there's been so many people, and I have to also do a reach out to the Singing River folks out here, and they've been, everyone has been really so supportive of us, and they're recognizing that in theory is something new and something fresh, and everybody is just as excited about it as we are. So, that is true. We have a lot of stations playing us. So.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Because it's not an easy task to get airplay like that. So that's a testament to just how great the music is, and people smart enough to recognize that.
Well, I think people are craving that, and I think there should be more stations like or shows like you, and radio stations, and even like XM stations, just you know, bring out the new stuff, you know, and you know, the people want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People, like you were saying earlier, people are tired of everything being cookie cutter, you know, where you can almost predict everything is played perfect, sang perfect, but it's perfect, almost like a machine perfect, but with no soul.
Right.
Yeah. And you know, and here's a band with, you know, we got a little bit of soul. Yes.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And to me, you meld a lot of things. You know, I know we've used the term swamp rock, but it's more than that, really. I mean, you know,
Absolutely.
the way it all comes together, you know, there's a lot of classic rock elements. The swamp rock, of course, is there too. But then, you know, a lot of more of the 90s sound too. I mean, you know, sometimes
Oh,
you
yeah.
sound just like Chris Cornell. You know, is it Soundgarden I'm listening to, or am I listening to Led Zeppelin, or am I listening to a marriage of the two? You know, you guys bring a lot of elements into it.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
also I think there's a little gospel element, you know, not a
there
swampy
is.
element. There's but yeah, it's we have it all, you know, and you know, again, it's, you know, it's, I'm giving a lot of credit to Tony, but you know, vocally he can do all those things, and um, you know, I mean, he can be the heavy version of Chris Cornell, but he can be like the sweet voice, you know, or the high range of, you know, Robert Plant, and you know, and you get kind of dirty, you know, as well, like, you know, like early Aerosmith. So yeah, so it takes a special singer to be able to pull that off. So
Definitely.
I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's, you know, and we're, you know, what's good is there's a lot of new rock bands coming out, you know, and it seems like it's catching fire. And what, you know, we're happy to be part of that, you know, new rock revival, I guess. Where, you know, you know, they're touring and they're selling seats,
Hmm.
you know. So it's exciting, you know. I mean, I'm a fan of all the newer bands that are coming out, because it just it just opens the doors for everyone, including us, you know, because I think there's a lot of fans who are hungry for rock. It's just
Hmm.
that you turn on the radio, and no disrespect to the existing bands that we've heard a million times, but it's, you know, you're always going to hear the same Led Zeppelin song, the same Rolling Stone song, that, you know,
Yep.
take your pick. And people aren't hearing this new music, you know, unless you're on, you know, your own stations and stuff, and you seek it out. But there's a lot of good music out there, and I'm glad that I noticed at the tours they're teaming up, and they're selling, you know, they're selling theaters out, and they're selling small arenas out, and it's exciting, you know, because I see it happening, and you know, I'm glad that we
We
can
fit in that
hopefully
category.
we can fit
Yeah.
in that category with these bands, because it's exciting, it's new, it's fresh.
Right.
So yeah, that's the only knock I have on, you know, terrestrial radio is you know, they just play the same stuff. I mean, I adore those bands, but it's just like, you know,
No, same. Yeah,
something
I'm
else, you know.
I'm the same way. I mean, obviously, I love Zeppelin and
Right.
Aerosmith and all that, but I don't want to just keep hearing. I don't ever really need to hear any Zeppelin song again, because I've heard them all so many times. You know, I
Right.
like to go through a long period and then I'll pull a Zeppelin album out just to listen to it all the way through, and I enjoy that. But hearing the limited songs you hear on the radio, like you really never hardly ever hear anything from the Presence album, for example. I
Right.
prefer to pull that out than Led Zeppelin 2 or something, because I don't hear Presence as much. So no, I totally agree. And I know that there seems to be a lot of talk about this new wave of classic rock. So
Mm.
I do think it's coming. And then there's a lot of young musicians that I've met through doing this show. You know, kids in their 20s, and they all really feel that this music's gonna catch on again big time. So hopefully everybody's right, you know, and then maybe eventually radio will say, oh yeah, maybe we should play some new music, and you know,
Right. Right.
in that vein. I
Well, I
don't
think
know if
from a
that'll
live
ever happen.
aspect, it's already happening. It's just I think radio's got to catch up, or those types of platforms. It's like Tony was saying earlier. If you're looking at all the tours, so many of those newer bands are, like you said, teaming up and selling out, you know, larger venues. So
Mhm.
the fans are there, and people are showing up and filling the seats to see those bands. It's just radio has to catch up.
Right. No, I agree. I think it is very encouraging. This past summer or last spring, I guess it was, here in Sacramento. It was a bill of Joyous Wolf, Dorothy, and Classless Act. So those three, all younger bands. And the place they played at in Sacramento, I don't know if it was officially sold out, but if it wasn't, it was dang close because there was barely any space left in the building. And the people were rabid about it. Like the audience that was there was really into it. All three bands. I mean, Dorothy was the headlining band, but all three bands, the house was pretty much packed from the beginning, instead of everybody just coming for that last act. And
Right.
the response was great. And I did see a mixture of people, old folks like me, and then a lot of younger folks as well. And everybody that was there was totally into it. So there's definitely people out there interested, no question.
Right. Yeah, it's real encouraging,
It
and
is.
and we fit right in with that, and it's it's encouraging, moving forward because I feel that there's a demand for it. It's just like Mike said, radio will catch up once they realize it's going to make them money. So then
Yeah.
always follow the money, uh,
Yep.
but
Unfortunately.
yeah,
Except
yeah.
for me, I do it just for the love of the music, man. I don't care about the money.
You don't have the mansion, Ralph?
I don't have the mansion. Nope. In fact,
The mansion with Echo in it?
when we had to move here, I lost a lot of square footage. So I'm actually at a much smaller place now. But no mansion for me, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Although this room gets echoey too. These houses in California are weird because they're all like cement walls with no insulation or something. I don't know. It's different. Definitely sounds different in here than my old house.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
well, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys feel that way because I keep hoping that that there is a new movement for this music. I know since I've been doing this podcast, it's been 6 years now, and I have noticed an increase in audience checking out the weekly music show that I do. I get more comments and stuff and more emails from folks asking more about a particular band that they heard on the show. So I can see, it's not a gigantic growth. It's not like I'm getting 10 million emails, but I have seen a rise over the years. People do seem a little more excited about all this, foreign stuff that they never heard of that I'm playing. They're starting to inquire about it and wanting to know where to go find these musicians. So I do see an uptick in that the last couple of years, and especially really in the last year. It's really been, I get a lot more. I can't even keep up sometimes with the emails I get during the week. I catch up on Sunday answering everybody, and that is encouraging too. I think, I don't know if it's going to ever be, probably never be the big thing it was, but I think it will be at least a medium-sized thing,
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't need to be gigantic, I mean, it just needs to be part of the, part of the music, part of the scene. You have rock, you have, not everybody could be, Lady Gaga or anything and tour the world and do all that stuff. But you know what? Rock bands don't necessarily need to be that huge. I mean, it would be nice, but they could tour and they could sell at theaters.
Right.
You're doing good. You're playing in front of a lot of people. You're selling a lot of records.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's like guys like you that we're bringing this music out to begin with, so other people can at least hear different things and stuff like that. So I know Mike and I really appreciate you and helping us out and supporting us back when we started. And I think that's part of getting all this new music out there. Is just different people hearing different things, and then they go search it and they find it, and it just builds momentum that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I have to believe there's a lot of people that love music and just like we were talking earlier, are just as tired of hearing the same Led Zeppelin song or the same Black Sabbath song over and over as well.
Right.
There's got to be a fair amount of people. I mean, those bands were huge in their day. Most of those people hopefully are still on earth here. And I would think that they'd be hungry for new stuff too,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, even with that music was with the guitar, right? Where are the, we're looking for the new guitar guys, right?
Right.
So with the old music, those are the old guitar guys. We all know who they are, the Van Halens and the Jimmy Page, but the new guitar guys, like Mike and like Scott Holiday from Rival Sons and all these bands. I think it's that guitar part of it that I think people, are going to reattach to, because they always used to be guitar, rock star guitar players.
Yeah.
And then that kind of went to the wayside. I think Slash was probably like the last one, like in the early 90s, really with a guitar guy. But now I feel like that's coming back with all these new bands, including us, with, the riffs and the solos, and, like people will get reattached to wanting to play guitar again,
Right.
So that's important.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. All right, guys. Well, I don't want to keep you too long. So I think what we should do is I'm going to add to this interview. I think we should play the two songs we were talking about the most, Heroes and Get Me Higher. I think I'll add those to the end of this interview.
I think we should have your audience vote. Pick the best of the two.
We could do that. I could put the word out.
Put the word out. Yeah. I'm kind of curious which one they would go for.
Okay. I'll be happy to keep a tally for you.
Nice.
Do that. Especially since I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks, so I can give you whatever info I get by then.
Yeah, that'll be great, man. It'd be nice to see you in person.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It'll be fun. Other than the long flight there, but it'll be fun otherwise.
Right, man.
So now
we're supposed to do a Jeff Beck thing soon, right, Ralph?
I definitely still want to do that. I have not gotten that together yet. But yes, I still want to do that.
You see my painting back here, right?
I do. And I was looking at that, and I don't know if you can see.
So that's the 52. It's
there's
Jeff Beck telly. Yeah.
There's my man right there.
There you go.
Yeah, Tony, when Mike and I were together, Jeff Beck was I have a lot of favorite guitar players. I have a top 10 list, but Jeff was always my number one. And I never met the guy, but when I heard he passed away, it just hit me almost like he was a family member, like somebody that I knew. I felt so bad. And also so glad that I got to see him in November for my 25th time or something, but I'm glad I went, because I almost didn't, because I have seen him so many times. And then I went again, and I'm really glad I did, because now that will have been his final tour. So I do want to put together a tribute show to Jeff Beck at some point, playing music from all phases of his career. And then I want to have guys like Mike and some other guitar players that I know that loved Jeff, just kind of give their little thoughts on it. And that's what I want to put together, but I haven't started it yet, Mike. So yes, we do need to do that.
Sounds great. Yeah.
I'll come there with my painting. So.
Yeah, you may have to just give that to me. I don't know. I just might have to take that.
It's a limited edition painting. It's
Who did that?
Yeah.
Who did that painting?
You know what? I don't know. I would actually have to take it off the wall, and I could tell you. But it's.
I thought maybe there was a story behind it.
They only made. There's only 50 of those.
It's very cool. I like it. Nice. All right, guys. Well, thank you for stopping by and catching us up on all things In Theory. And yes, folks, I will post this as well. But after you hear these two songs again, you've heard them before, but unless you're just checking out this interview out and this is your first time checking out anything on Radio Bypass. So you'll let us know which track should be the first video. Is that what we're talking about?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. All right, everybody. So this has been a nice chat with Tony Covino, Mike Mostrit. The band is In Theory. And what's your social media? It's In Theory Original.
Yeah, it's the website is intheoryoriginal.com. And on there is everything, CDs or shirts or social media links, everything's on there.
Perfect. Okay, so go there, and if you haven't gotten the CD yet, get it. Maybe you want to get this T-shirt. It's kind of cool. It's got the In Theory logo on the back that you can't see, but it's cool. You can see it behind Tony there. I see you got the back of it in the picture there, so that's good. So that's the back side of the shirt. So check them out, intheoryoriginal.com, and look for a lot more to come from these guys.
Thanks, Ralph.
Thanks, Ralph.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Just believe in me. Can you testify? World of trust and blame in my mind. Is it in my mind? I see, but am I blind? In my mind, I see, but am I blind? Are you the one to open my eyes? Who are your heroes? And do they lie? Who are your heroes? Will you survive? Oh no. Yeah, what you say, you speak, but it's just the same. Just a dirty game. In my mind, is it in my mind? I'm feeling nothing. In my mind, I'm feeling nothing. Are you the one to open my eyes? Are you the one? 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 Oh, do you lie? Who are your heroes? And do they lie? Who are your heroes? Will we survive? Who are your heroes? And do they lie? Who are your heroes? Will we survive? see who's lost never found. You get me higher. Don't waste my time now, baby. Yeah, don't make me down. You get me higher. I'm a slave to your love, babe. Got my reasons to have faith. Lock it up with you, love. Sure don't mind the change. I get high on you if you want me to. Can you feel me one more time? 'Cause it's me that I see who's lost ever found. You get me higher.